Kristen Mansoy for Trekking the Planet, and today I have the pleasure to speak with my parents. Hello.
Hello, Kristen.
So, let's get right into it. You traveled to 53 countries on 6 continents and on 3 of the 5 world's oceans. Which place was your favorite?
Well, Kristen, that's like asking which one of our children was the favorite. We went to 53 countries over 14 months. It's hard to pick out just one.
Well, I'm your favorite child, so...
Well, Lauren's not here to speak.
We love you just the same.
Yeah, Lauren's not here to speak for herself, so we'll just leave it at that. So.
Okay, what if I asked it a different way? If you had to go to a country again to get kids excited about geography, which one would you want to go to?
Oh, that's a good way to ask it. I think, without a doubt, I don't know if you agree with this or not, but I would pick Kenya. Yeah, Kenya is just really amazing. I think we were very, very surprised by our time there. And what we really enjoyed about it is it had both cultural and natural aspects. It's a country kids have heard of too. They know it's in Africa, they know about the animals, so it was a pleasure to really go there and talk more about it. It was there, we took a walking safari with a Maasai warrior, learned a lot more about their culture, what it's like there, and actually got to visit a school in that area. And then we capped it all off with going to the Masai Mara National Reserve, which is one of Africa's premier parks, and we saw all the big 5 in one day. It was really amazing.
Yeah, I remember your pictures, they were great. What about you, Dad?
Yeah, it was a highlight for me as well. I really liked our time in the Samburu region, where we did a short documentary for the Samburu project, talking about how important it is to have clean water in this really hot and dry part of the world.
Yeah, the people there we met were really, really amazing.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite documentaries. Okay, so what if we're talking about a vacation? Where would you recommend to your friends and family on where to go for a week or 2?
Well, we're working on an article now called Our Favorite Destination So Far.
Part 2.
It's part 2, so a lot more information will be on our website.
No, I want to know where your favorite part was.
My favorite. Well, I think Punta del Este in Uruguay was the best. It was right on the beach. There were some great accommodations there. The food was great, and we just enjoyed ourselves relaxing on the beach for a couple of days after being in the Amazon prior to that.
Yeah. What about you, Mom?
Well, I think as far as like a weekend getaway, a shorter place to go, I think I really liked Riga, Latvia. It was a really interesting place, a lot of things to see, and for capital city, it really wasn't that expensive.
No, like $100 a day.
Yeah, less. I mean, we got a really nice room, and it's just a short flight from anywhere in Europe. And in fact, why we picked it is because we were able to fly direct from Tashkent, Uzbekistan, nonstop there, so it was really nice.
Yeah, Uzbekistan.
Yes.
Isn't that a little dangerous?
No, not at all. I mean, I felt completely safe there. Did you?
I did, and people would come right up to you on the street, and they didn't speak English, and they didn't know where we were from either, but
very kind and friendly.
Like how much it means that you're here, and apologizing for the weather.
It really touched our heart.
It was great.
And we were in Samarkand at a monument, and we were taking pictures of the monument, and then also sneaking pictures of the people as well. And it wasn't until we noticed that they were actually sneaking pictures of us at the same time. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Uzbekistan was great. Of course we went there to see the architecture there, but we also got to stay with a family while we were there in the mountains, and then we went to the far north on the border with Kazakhstan to stay in a yurt.
Yeah, it was very hot there, but it was really amazing.
And visit a traditional village there.
Yeah, I don't think I would have been able to do that. You guys make it sound so easy. Was there anything that didn't go quite to plan?
Well, we had done a lot of planning ahead of time, so we spent a full year planning this, and we had most of our reservations for the first 10 or 11 months already in place before we left. So I think also that was not the focus of our trip, to talk about the problems. We focused on the geography.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just want to know what the problems were. There's anything that didn't go right or wrong?
Well, something that we talked about a little bit but didn't talk about too closely was the unfortunate plane crash that happened when we were in Nepal. The plane we were on just 2 hours earlier crashed literally right before our eyes.
It was the same plane.
Yeah, it was the same plane. And our cook was actually supposed to be on it, which was really scary, but luckily he'd gotten on the earlier flight with us.
We saw villagers coming towards us, and we were wondering, why are they all running in the opposite direction, the place that we had come from?
And they were trying to get the survivors out. We found out later that the pilot, the co-pilot, and 2/3 of the passengers had died. And it was really hard for us 2 weeks later to get on the same kind of plane to fly back to Pokhara. It was really, really sad.
Yeah, I remember you telling Lauren and I about it when we met up in Germany. Do you have anything to add, Dad?
Well, Kenya was a late addition to our itinerary. We were originally planning to go to Mali, Burkina Faso, and Ghana, but we started hearing about the unrest that was there, kidnappings, coup, and then full-on civil war, and this is months before we were actually scheduled to arrive, and we knew we just couldn't chance it. We had to start replanning, and so that's how we ended up with Kenya, which was a blessing in disguise,
yeah,
I think.
And we really had told you guys and our family that we weren't going to go anywhere dangerous, so we really wanted to try to keep to that.
Well, speaking of dangerous, Mom, didn't you get bitten by a bat?
Yes, in January, in January when we were in the Amazon, vampire bat. In January, we were in the Amazon region, over 200 miles from any large city. I woke up in the middle of the night one night and I'd been bitten by a bat. There's a lot of blood on my foot. And we were really concerned about the risk of rabies and thought the trip might be over.
If you don't get the injections until you start showing the symptoms,
survival rate's not good.
Yeah, it's about 0.
Yeah.
It's very low.
We were at a real anxious couple of days while we tried to contact our doctor, and luckily he thought the risk was pretty low. So
via satellite.
Yeah, so we were able to be cleared to continue,
well,
which was really
got
fortunate.
To make some vampire jokes, which was fun.
Yeah.
For me at least.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something maybe a little bit more positive.
Yeah.
Mom, what was the highlight of the whole trip for you?
Well, I think we were really taking this trip to give back. We saw what a huge impact travel had on you and Lauren when you were growing up, and we really wanted to bring students around the world with us on a trip like this. And so we spoke to students before we left on the trip, and then on the road we spoke to 16 classrooms in 8 countries. Over 900 students, and it was just amazing, the interaction. But I think the most prominent one was the one in Ethiopia in the Simien Mountains at the end of our trek.
Yeah.
That took you a while to get there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really one of the most remote schools we visited. It was located 36 miles from Debark, so we'd hiked for like 5 days already. It was at an altitude, I think, of over 11,000 feet. It was just, the students were amazing there.
You could cross streams to get there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, crossing streams and trekking, I mean, wasn't that what this trip was all about?
Yeah,
Dad,
we are trekking the planet.
We were trekking the planet. Dad, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we did 12 treks, pretty much all over the world, equally spaced, about 1 per month, and total was 470 miles. Yeah. I think the one that I'd like to highlight is when we went to Jordan,
Petra.
where we saw Petra and also Wadi Rum. And so I think I titled that one Jordan Through the Back Door.
Yes, the documentary that you made.
Yeah, that was the video, yeah.
So, we talked about how we actually arrived after 3 days to the thing that people see first when they come. So we saw it last, and we saw the treasury in
no crowds.
And
it was just amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
And it was a difficult hike. It was very challenging. We saw so much. We saw so much of the countryside and the mountains, and we were on old Bedouin trails, but our guide Yaman was a real pro and really helped us through it. And I think in the end it was
really
great.
Have any incident at all.
Well, it's been a real honor to talk to you guys and a pleasure to have you home. And it's been great to see you after all the support and after 14 months.
Yeah, thank you, Kristen. We really appreciate you helping us out with this
Kristen.
recap.
Yeah,
thank you for doing the interview. And thank you to all of you for all your support during the trip, whether it be by Facebook, Twitter, comments you've made on our website, emails we've gotten from students and teachers. It's really meant a lot to Darren and me. It really kept us going during the trip to really feel all the support from everyone. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Well, and though this trip is over, you can stay in touch with us and see what we're doing in terms of our speaking engagements and maybe some future plans.
Future plans? Is there Trekking to Planet 2 on the way?
It's possible. So you can follow us on
You'll be the
Twitter,
first to know, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Twitter, Facebook, or you can subscribe on our website.
And we're continuing to do presentations, as Darren said. We've already got some scheduled in person, and I think some webcasts as well.
So for the ones that are outside of California.
Right. So if you're interested in having a presentation done before the end of this school year, please feel free to contact us. We have one all ready to go. It's got lots of video clips, lots of pictures, very visual. And you can contact us by email at info@trekkingtheplanet.net. So until next time,
safe trekking.
Bye.
Bye.